Paris, 1925. The Great War is over, the Jazz Age is in full swing, and the city is alive with lights, music, and money. But looming over the skyline is a giant that not everyone loves. The Eiffel Tower. Today, it is the symbol of romance. But back then, to many Parisians, it was a rusting industrial eyesore. It was built for the 1889 World's Fair, intended to stand for only 20 years before being dismantled. By 1925, it was 36 years old, expensive to maintain, and falling into disrepair. The French government was genuinely debating whether it was worth the cost to keep it standing. And sitting at a cafe, reading that very debate in the newspaper, was a man named Victor Lustig. Lustig was not a common thief. He was the aristocracy of con artists, a gentleman, a charmer, and a genius. While others saw a national monument, Lustig saw 7,000 tons of scrap metal, and he saw an opportunity. He decided to do the impossible. He was going to sell the Eiffel Tower. The con began with paperwork. Lustig was a master forger. He created flawless government credentials, identifying himself as the Deputy Director General of the Ministry of Posts and Telegraphs. Next, he needed a stage. He couldn't meet his victims in a back alley. He rented a luxurious suite at the Hôtel de Crillon, one of the most prestigious hotels in Paris. Then, he sent out invitations to 6 of the city's largest scrap metal dealers. The letter was vague but urgent. It promised a government contract of immense proportions. Lustig invited them to a secret meeting at the hotel. He emphasized discretion. State secrets, he implied. When the 6 men arrived, Lustig played the part of the weary bureaucrat perfectly. He treated them to a lavish lunch, but kept the conversation low. He made them feel like insiders. Then he dropped the bombshell. "Gentlemen," he said, "the government has made a difficult decision. The Eiffel Tower is to be scrapped." He explained the maintenance costs were crippling. The tower was rusting away. It was a financial black hole. He told them the public would riot if they knew, so the deal had to be done quietly, quickly, and completely. He wasn't selling the tower as a monument. He was selling 7,000 tons of high-grade iron. He asked for bids to be submitted within the week. Then he watched them leave. But Lustig wasn't waiting for the highest bid. He was waiting for the perfect victim. He had spotted him immediately, André Poisson. Poisson was new to Paris. He was insecure. He wasn't part of the inner circle of business elite. He was desperate to make a deal that would put him on the map. Lustig knew this. 4 days later, Poisson submitted his bid. Lustig summoned him for a private meeting. But in the meeting, Lustig sensed hesitation. Poisson was worried. Was this too good to be true? Poisson's wife had been suspicious. She wondered why everything was so secretive. Why meet at a hotel? Lustig needed to close the trap, so he did something brilliant, he confessed. He told Poisson, "You see, monsieur, government salaries are very low. I struggle to maintain the lifestyle my position requires." He wasn't asking for the bid money, he was asking for a bribe. This put Poisson at ease instantly. A government official selling the tower might be a scam, but a corrupt official asking for a kickback? That was just how business was done in Paris. Poisson handed over a massive certified check for the tower, plus a large cash bribe for Lustig. Lustig gave him the bill of sale. 7,000 tons of iron, effectively sold. Within an hour, Lustig was in a taxi. Within 3 hours, he was on a train to Vienna. He sat in a Viennese coffee house scanning the Paris newspapers every day. He waited for the explosion, fooled by his Eiffel Tower. Government scandal. But day after day, nothing. The news never broke. André Poisson was so humiliated, so ashamed, that he had been tricked, that he never went to the police. He preferred to lose his fortune rather than lose his reputation. He swallowed the loss in silence. Lustig realized the truth. He had committed the perfect crime, and nobody was looking for him. Most men would have retired, but Lustig was a gambler. His ego got the better of him. 6 months later, he returned to Paris. He went back to the same hotel. He sent out invitations to 6 new scrap metal dealers. He tried to sell the Eiffel Tower again, but lightning rarely strikes twice. One of the new victims was not insecure, he was suspicious. He took the documents to the police to verify them. The game was up. Lustig caught wind of the investigation just in time. He fled France, escaped to America, and continued his career, eventually conning Al Capone. But he will always be remembered for one thing: the man who had the audacity, the charm, and the sheer nerve to sell the Eiffel Tower. And the man who bought it, who kept the secret to his grave.